everybody, welcome to group break number 612. Today we have a 24-25 the Cup Mixer with Series 1, Series 2, and Extended. Finishing off with the tin of the Cup. Chat chose tin 3. So here are your teams. Oh, that's not the right thing. Hang on one second. Let me go over here. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the Rise won in their first year. I mean, Abby won, I guess. So if you want to look at that. But that Abby run was crazy. So much had to go right for them, but they look good. Malhotra had that team well oiled. This year it doesn't look as good because, well, they lost pretty much all of their top players. I think they pretty much their top two lines are gone. And, like, defensively, they don't have Woolen in there. Yeah, She Loves is gone as well. That's a huge part. All right, here we go. Series 1, let's pull that. Pull a Sick Hudson, eh? Sick Hudson, maybe a Stanky or two. Yeah, Dallas is a fun team in this break. You got your Borks, your Ritz Covians. He's kind of been doing okay. I feel like we're due for an Acetate Young Gun from Extended at some point. All right, here we go. Okposo for the Sabres. Boldy for the Wild. Kucherov. We have a Getzlav Young Guns renewed for the Ducks. Zach Dean for the Blues on the Young Guns. And a Sebastian Aho for the Hurricanes on the Portraits. Kucherov on the Dazzlers. Canvas of Coil with the Puppy for the Bruins. Come on, how can you not love a Puppy card? Co-op for the Rangers. Nicholas Backstrom for the Capitals with a Husnadinov for the Wild. And a checkpoint of Charlie Coyle for the Bruins. Outburst coming up here. It is a regular base outburst. It is Jesper Fast for the Hurricanes. McDavid and Panarin. Oilers Rangers. And black and white canvas. Connor Ingram for Utah. With a canvas of Robbie Fabry and a Chibrikov Young Gun for the Jets. Again, when we pull those the PvP gaming cards, if you don't want yours, feel free to say so in chat. Otherwise, we'll just random them off at the end of the break. I know frequently people are just like, please give mine to the other team, so I figured I'd throw that out there. All right. Here we go. For Deluxe of Aiden Hill, 66 of 250 for Vegas. I will sleeve that guy up. Hang on, where did I put my sleeves? They're over here. Those are thins? Yeah, those are thins. I like to sleeve up the numbered cards just to keep track of them. Not that I can really keep track of this case too much, but because I think these were just loose boxes. But Mayu for the Habs and a checkpoint of Jimmy Vesey for the Rangers. Ovechkin on the breaking news. The Hedman and a Connor Bedard. Canvas of Troy Terry, Ryan O'Reilly for the Avs, and a Brennan Othman for the Rangers. No, corner's okay. And Sparkly PvP, Habs Bruins. So again, we will default to randoming that. If someone who has the Habs or someone who has the Bruins doesn't want it and wants to give it up, that is perfectly fine as well. Cut it in half. I mean, honestly, probably the same value for the card. Bolts and Capitals. It's Sparkly. Sparkly might give it a little bit of an edge there at least. Sparkly Kucherov. The Frank Nazar. I think it's Nazar, right? I always said Nazar, but I think it's Nazar. Nice one there for Chicago. Shesterkin. Bushnevich. Hofer, and then Chicago, Nashville. Chicago is... I don't know why I sorted it that way. Fred, and Nashville is Billy. Nashville can have it? All right. I will put Nashville on it. Thank you. Just keeps my sanity in check a little bit by not having to do like 80,000 randoms. Yeah, I gotta say, that gaming PvP insert set was one of my least favorites that they've ever done. Because, like, at least put something specific about the game in the scoreboard and stuff. Don't make it all the same. Like, tie in the story. You know? It was like these two players went head-to-head in this game. One got this many points, one got this many. It was at this moment in this game where this player broke the game open. That'd be sick. Not asking for much. But it's nice when there's like a story to the card. Yeah, I mean the lunchbox ones were This year I think were particularly rough. Like at least we had the Young Guns renewed last year. Alright, Series 2 time. Can we pull a Macklin? We're starting with our outburst. Cam York for the Flyers. Ivan for the Avs. Bedard on the electricity. That's not a variant. Newhook. Robert Thomas. Pasta. Morrissey, Drew Comesso, and an Othman. They should start the old guns. I mean, hey, Dominic Sheen got his first young gun, so it kind of did. Elvis, black and white canvas for the Blue Jackets. Othman for the Rangers on the Sparkly Boy. Aho on the electricity. On tour for the Panthers. Mancini for the Rangers. And Ulala of Demko. Canvas for the Winnipeg Jets. Timu canvas. UC for the Predators and Seamus Casey. Nice Timu canvas. Actually, slightly recapable, right? I won't forget, I got so excited when they had a program of excellence of Brendan Morrison listed on the checklist, but it was Brendan Morrow. I was so excited because I was just like, oh man, I'm going to get that card. Like, what? Brendan Morrison hasn't had like anything in modern sets. But nope. I was hoping in the upcoming Engraved Icons he would have had something after I like first saw the checklist and saw that there's, you know, a bunch of C tier, D tier alum. Guys that like you wouldn't count, that were like had good years, but you know weren't that great overall. But nope, he is not in there. Yannick Hansen is though, from a Canucks standpoint, which is probably a little bit exciting. Ooh, Zellweger on the black UD portraits. These are really tough to pull. Value wise, not super high, but. Yeah, Malkin doesn't sign a ton, but when he does... Nice Zellweger. Is it the highest end card? No, but hey, that's what it is. Matthews on the canvas. Nick Suzuki. Young Gun renewed. Dylan Larkin. Teammates for the Flyers were Fedotov spelled wrong. And Wyatt Johnson for the Stars. Canvas of Braden Point. Sharks on the on tour, and Ulala of Linus Ullmark for the Ottawa Senators. Ovechkin Sparkly Boy, Jackson Blake Young Gun for the Hurricanes. Big Blake fan. And Philip Forsberg for the Predators. We got anything fancy coming up? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Michael Bunting for the Penguins. Gensel for the Penguins. And Josh Stone for Utah. Marchand and Pasta on the on tour. Connor Geeky for the Bolts. And Elvis has entered the building for the Blue Jackets. So some couple good young guns there, but nothing to write home about. You know, no super big guys, but that's okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's get into some extended. Man, this song still like just goes hard for how old it is, which is wild to say, but like, you know, I feel like if the song released today, it would probably chart out. All right, let's keep it rolling though. All right, let's hope we see a sleeve. Busy's hoping for a sleeve. Yeah, Nelly has some iconic songs. We're hoping to see a sleeve here. Do not see any though. All right. Kucherov on the future impact with a little ding there. Artuhuru for the Stars. Kucherov for the Bolts. Was that a double Kucherov pack? It was. Stanky. Oracles of Forsberg and Brendan Othman. Lekkerimaki, Gold Beehive. Michkov on the first round rookies. And Michkov on the Dazzlers for the Flyers. Sidney Crosby, Silver Skates, Bedard, and Ekman Larson. Penguins, Chicago, and the Leafs. Oracles, short print of Sid the Kid. Maverick Bork for the Stars, and Nick Suzuki for the Habs. We got a Connor Geeky, Mayu, and a Uyghur. Bolts, Habs, and whatchamacallit? Flames. All right. If people also want to do like clear cut hit draft style tonight, or I guess we could probably do random team. I do have a fresh master case of 24-25 that we can go through if we want to. I'm trying to think what else. I think we'll save that big 29 boxer for when we get to our new breaking space as a way back, because then we'll put some advertising and stuff, more advertising around that, but that'll be fun. All right. I do not see any sleeves. I do see an acetate, though. Said we were due. Deluxe of, man, lots of Elvis today. We did one Stasher Pass. We did one with Series 1. It was honestly phenomenal. It got down to the Series 2 box, and someone stashed a really good Young Gun leaving the last pack, and it had a Pedersen renewed high gloss Young Guns in it. And it's like, oh. We gotta go there. Svechkov, Forsberg for the Predators. Nazar. Adam Fantilli, Isaiah George for the Islanders. But yeah, we could do Stasher Pass tonight. All right, here we go. Crozier for the Bolts on the acetate Young Guns. Bill. We'll take that. We will absolutely take these. I think that's actually stand worthy, because I thought they were falling pretty much one per case, but that is definitely not the case after seeing more of the product open up. Pickering for the Penguins. Stamkos for the Bolts. Brad Nadeau, Lekaramaki, and Clayton Keller. We have a Connor McDavid, Isaiah George Young Guns, and Mikheyev Outburst. And finishing off the box here, Lekaramaki, Austin Matthews, and Owen Power. Well, we'll take it. Good appetizers. Nothing insane, but good. Sometimes that's what you need, you know? That had the potential to be a really big Young Gun. You know, we had about a 25 and 100 chance or whatever. 120-ish. It's 3 off, and then, yeah. Could you imagine if we pulled like a Celebrini Acetate Young Guns in this? That'd be insane. Oop, sorry. Maxwell Crozier for the Bolts. Oh, I was able to snap that sticker off without popping any of the void. New skill unlocked. Alright. See if we can get into this. There we go. All right. Well, it's a good base card on top at least. Ah, come on. Why are you slippery? Why are you slippery? There we go. By the way, has anyone pulled... has anyone pulled the... either the Bedard box from last year or the 777s 99s from the year before for the Cup tins? Let's go. We'll go off the back. Nice for the Flyers. Mr. Mitchkov on the etchings. To 199. Yep. 61 of 199. Sorry, let me just go ahead and do this the smart way. We'll go off the back. Oh, Bedard for Chicago. Yeah, I've never heard of that or the 777 one. So I get it's like 1 in what? Probably 21,000 or something like that. So the odds are low, but all right. We'll go off the top here. Yeah. I'm seeing double Bedards. Base card, but hey, if you're getting a base card, might as well be one of the top, you know, young players in the game. 9 of 249. Marco Rossi for the Wild on the signature patches to 99. Nice patch on that. It started off a little hot, but I think it's kind of cooled down since then. And before the rookie patch auto, Frank, wow, Chicago. Have yourself a box, like a tin. Frank Nazar on the Baroque to 99. I mean, like, Chicago literally just got half of a Cup tin. That is wild. I mean, Wild also got a card, but... Alright, rookie patch auto time. It's probably going to be, like, mid. Cal Ritchie. Wait. That's our second Ritchie from this case. Nice patch on it. Only 2 colors, but lots of fancy breaks to 249. Nice hit there for the Avs. All right. That's our second Ritchie from this case, which is kind of wild. But let me go ahead and let's get the one random set up here. Then we'll do the recap. Then we'll get to the next break. Montreal, Boston. Yep. Yeah, Chicago cleaned up there. All right. Here we go. 3 times. Once, twice, third time. Montreal. All right. Oh, that was I mean, you could have had worse cup tins, but definitely wasn't great. Some other notable recap hits: Zellweger Black Portraits, Slimy Man. Chicago had a insane stuff there. Kale, they're actually in the notes, but I can pull them up quickly. Bruins, Wings, Wild, and Senators. So you got the Rossi. Other hits, obviously the Nazar Baroque, Rossi, Bedard, Michkov, 2 deluxes, Merzlikins, and whatchamacallit, Aiden Hill, right? We'll put the Callum Ritchie in second spot. And then we'll put the Crozier in first. So, nice Crozier. The cup hits were a Michkov, Etchings, Bedard base, Bedard jersey, Rossi, and then Nazar auto. So,